start off by saying I've been a big fan of MTV's reality TV show The Challenge for many years, starting around like the Fresh Meat era, but I've seen the prior seasons as well. I've never been into MTV's, other shows, The Real World and the other shows that are connected with it, but I've just been a big fan of reality TV in general. And just the other night, I was watching these little mini season specials, um, and I actually like these specials a lot because it gives us a deeper look into the inside workings of the show and, some of the real life psyches of these individuals that are on the shows. Um, that's one of the reasons I like reality TV because these people are real. The situations that go on in the show and stuff like that actually do impact their real life, and that's interesting stuff to look at because really these TV shows are kind of like small scale social experiments, and these individuals that are able to rise in the reality TV ranks are rewarded with money, fame, publicity, good, favorable edits on TV. But there's also people that are punished, with humiliation, edits, all this trauma that goes on in the show. Here's just a couple of examples. Tanya, they definitely exploited her alcoholism as well as Tony. This CT, they definitely exploited a lot of his aggressive tendencies. Camilla, just you could go on and on down the list of all of the people that you see on these shows that you truly question their mental health, and worry about the situations that are going on that are aggravated by the show or by the edits, the publicity that these people are getting in their real lives. So anyway, this particular show had The Miz hosting, Mike the Miz, and I think that's an interesting choice for the host of that little show because he's one of the most successfully programmed individuals coming off of this MTV challenge shows. Johnny Bananas, he's pretty high up there as well because he's been through the hazing. They talked about that during these shows. And he's kind of the alpha, he says, and now he's the one that's hazing all of the newer ones. And all of the alphas, so to speak, the winners, the big dogs, if you notice, most of those people are the people that have been trashed, humiliated, dragged through the dirt on these shows, and they're still coming back. Just like The Miz, he had this crazy breakdown, and but he pretty much had to kind of embrace that to become this Miz alter ego. And you can see him here. These are just a couple of screenshots of that practicus symbology he's giving throughout the whole show. And I understand a lot of people are going to say this symbology is just a coincidence, or, you see other people making these symbols, so sometimes you'll mimic them, and that's just what all of this stuff is. And I can understand that, but if you're willing to admit that sometimes you'll mimic someone else's hand motions, then you're already admitting that when you're seeing these symbols, they're impacting your subconscious in a way that you don't really fully understand. Okay. So on that show, Mike the Miz is talking about his own breakdown. It was like number 4 on the countdown or something like that. And he flashes this one eye symbology, which is really, really interesting because he's talking about this trauma that he went through, that breakdown, and he's kind of peeking through his eyes saying, is it over yet? I'll show you a quick clip. I have to be careful because of copyright and things like that, so I can only show you a very brief clip, but if you want to see the whole clip, just go to either MTV.com or you can watch the show. Like I said, it's about number 4 on the countdown. But anyway, so he's very intoxicated. He's talking to himself as this alter ego. He's the Miz, and he's talking to Mike, his other personality. So let's check it out, guys.
No way, Mike. It's done. Is it done yet?
So that one eye symbology, it wasn't an accident. It was very blatant, dramatic, even with that music and everything like that. And it's kind of weird because he has his eyes covered the whole time, saying he's embarrassed, he doesn't want to watch it. That's why he's kind of peeking out of his eyes, saying, "Is it done yet?" But then right after he says that, he also says, he actually doesn't even have to watch it because this moment plays over and over in his head, because it was like one of the most embarrassing moments of his entire life. It was so traumatic. So, anyway, I found that little flash of the eye, and then as they're talking about this kind of trauma based mind control that Mike or Miz, whatever you want to call it, went through to kind of embrace this Miz personality that he's become now through his WWE career. So let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching and listening. Thank you guys so much. And a quick shout out to Reddit for giving me the idea to go ahead with this video. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.